Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another update for my Pan That palette, and today is the 1st of June, so it's exactly a month since I filmed my last one, and I'm going to divvy it out throughout the month. I'm panning a good few palettes and pan in every palette, so if you're interested in seeing how I did this time, then just keep watching. Okay guys, we're really getting down there with everything at the moment. I've had my makeup on for hours. I reapplied my lips just there and I tried to powder all the oil off, but I didn't even brush my hair, so sorry about that. But let's just get started with the Pan That palette portion. So I have 2 palettes for that, and I'm going to start with my Modern Renaissance. Again, I didn't watch my video from the last update, so I'm not totally sure, but we'll just go through it. So I'm going to show you on the screen where I was the last time with my Modern Renaissance. And let me show you where I am with it now. So I went from 178.09 down to 177.29, which means I went down 0.8 of a gram this time, which means, well, not which means, 0.8 is what I went down this time and 0.46 is what I went down the last time. So I'm going to pop it up on the old screenio and let's go through the uses, shall we? Okay, so the first thing that you should see is Golden Ochre, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but nearly half of it is gone, and then there's a big dip in the, see the kind of the U shape? I don't know if you can, but that is thin where the U is. So I use that another 10 exactly. I use it another 10 times exactly. Then hop across to Antique Bronze. I only used that the one time. Love Letter, oh, I used Love Letter 6 times. Wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I used Love Letter 5 times. Cypress Umber I didn't use. Next row, Raw Sienna. What is it with me and these weird UI shapes? So Raw Sienna, I used that 5 and 4 is 9. I think I used it more than 9 times. I think I forgot to mark it, because some of the time I did my makeup I wasn't in the house and I didn't bring my notebook obviously, so I think I missed a few on that, but for this sake 9. Burnt Orange, I used that 3 times, but I don't know if you can see, but there's finally a little bit of a dip. Now it's only a smidge of a dip, but there's a dip starting. Red Ochre I used twice. Venetian Red I used once. Warm Taupe, guys, this is the never-ending shade, but it's thinner and thinner, so I used it 5, 10, 15, 20, 21 times. And Realgar or however you pronounce it, I used twice. So that's that one there. Is there any significant changes? I suppose the biggest difference here is Golden Ochre and Raw Sienna. We've got like half the pan nearly gone. Antique Bronze is starting to look thinner, which is good. And there's a dip in Burnt Orange. I only have, I don't know if how many pans I had left after to hit, but as I have one here left. It's tough from here on out because, you know, I don't have as much juicy loosiness new to show, really, do I? Except that, but we're getting there. I look for it, like, I really like this palette, but I'm sick of panning too many shadows. I don't know what I'll do next year. I need to learn from this experience. Might do pan those eyeshadows, might pan a few singles that I really want to finish. I'm not sure, but definitely not as much as this. This is too much, and it takes the joy out of everything when I'm trying to rotate and I can't do it as much, but lesson will be learned. This is year 2 of panning this, so I'm sick of it now, but I do like the palette. So that's that one, it's doing good. This next one is my ABH Silvia Culture, and let me pop up on the screen where she was the last time. And let me show you where I am now. Okay, so that is, I don't know how different that is, to be honest, because obviously I haven't really looked, stupid me. But I went from 189.58 grams down to 189.42 grams. So I went down only 0.16 this time, and I went down 0.42 the last time. I really put more emphasis on my Modern Renaissance. Also, this month flew, and I don't know what May even was. Like, what was on in May? What was happening in May? I don't remember anything about May, other than I finally saw human beings that weren't porrick or grocery shopping. So anyway, let's go through the uses on this. Look, at least we have lots of juicy loosiness here. Okay, so the first shade that you can see is Destiny. and I didn't use it. Okay. Adorn, I used that another 3 times. Adorn is like, it's right up in the corners, right? It's so hard to get on a brush. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to dig it out a little bit and put that on the brush because I can't get it on my brush. It's so thin around. What you're seeing is really thin. It's only thickest in the corners. So maybe All Star is the deep red, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I use that exactly 5 times. It's like I'm gonna start hitting side pan up the top because it's getting thinner there. Mercury, I didn't use that. I've struggled to use Mercury. I don't really know what to use it for. It's almost black on my eye. I did try using it as a brow shade, but I have blonde hair, so it's too dark. Axis, I used the 1 time. Next row, Roxy. I like this shade. I used this 5 and 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. It's thinner everywhere except the top right corner, which is thick. Fudge, finally Fudge. It says I only used it once, but I know I used it more than that when I was out of the house. There's even a smidge of a disruption. Not a smidge, there's a good bit of disruption. I don't know if you can see it. New Wave. It says I used it once again. Feck you, Steph, in your shite marking. I know I used it more than once. I really need to bring this notebook with me if I leave. Untamed. I used that twice. Edge once and Rowdy once. Although in fairness, I did only use 0.16 grams. So maybe I didn't make a mistake. I don't know. I can't remember. It really is a blur to me. But anyway, we have 2 shades left to hit pan on. Fudge got barely any use because of overall on this project because of panning so many browns. Edge is starting to show a little bit of an old dip, but look, I'm not really sure what we can do here, only keep going. Do you think I'll get there? I don't think it'll be the end of this year, but I don't want to pan this for a 3rd year. I don't want to. Oh, okay. So that's my pan that palette portion. I don't know how exciting that was for you to see. What do I do from here on out, guys? Still every month. And now for panning every palette. I wrote this in the last time. Where's my notebook? Okay, so the thing about this is I chose the shade. Where is it on my silly page? I have it. I don't understand my own right. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I really can't get over that there's a month gone between this. I'm like, everything is gone out of my head, but I don't remember. Anyway, is it a month? Wild Child is the shade I rolled in. I really don't feel like it's a month since I've done this. Wild Child is the shade anyway that I rolled in, and I ended up using the shade Love way more, but this is pan in every palette, so if I end up hitting pan in anything, this is rolling out. But the Focus shade, I used that 4 times, which is not bad considering I know I use this even more times because I paired it with my Modern Renaissance for a lot of the looks. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. There's a bit of disruption on Wild Child. These shimmers, with the exception of Rose Gold, aren't that impactful. They're just not. It's Adorn in here is hugely impactful. The shimmers in here were not impactful. But these ones don't seem to be just yet. Now I haven't prioritized the other shades as much other than Rose Gold. Out of the shimmers I've used Celestial, Drama, Wild Child and Rose Gold in this last month. But I want to make sure I'm obviously using all of the shades, not just the one. But there is a bit of disruption there. It's really crumbly, so I don't know how I'll hit pan on it without like evenly going down because it's kind of crumbly. Anyway, there we are. Usually my pan in every palette portion, each palette is in for 2 months. That just seems to be the theme. So that's where we are with that. So I'm still, for percentages, I'm still the same. So just, I'll put up on the screen a kind of a flash of the palette percentage that I have in my collection because that obviously hasn't changed. I haven't hit new pans. And then for my single eyeshadow, I'm working every month on a single eyeshadow, and it just so happens that this one is in a palette. Let me show you where I was in my Makeup Revolution Stripped and Bare single the last time. And let me show you where I am now. So I used this a total of 63 times to finish it. From start to finish, 63 times it took. 63. And then I don't know, I'm still working on this shade even though it's not part of the project. I just hit pan in these 2 as bonus pans. And then I obviously need to roll in another cream now that I finished this, and I'm going to roll this one in. Isn't this turning out to be like its own pan, that palette? But anyway, I'm rolling in this shade. I've already used this shade so far in the month because I finished the other one 14 times. So I must have finished that other one relatively quickly because I wore makeup 21 times in May. So there we are with this one. There is a bit of a dip in this already in 14 uses, which is crazy to me, but sure, look, it is what it is. I won't be rolling in any new palettes. And now let me show you my looks. Okay guys, that was my update. I don't really know what to make of it. I don't really know what's going to happen here on out unless I keep finishing panning every palette parts, but I don't know. How are you getting on with your palettes? I'm sure, like I'll talk to a lot of you in the comments about your palettes, so let me know how you're getting on. I actually am really interested to see. Some people are panning the Modern Renaissance as well. Some other people are panning some Too Faced and Tarte shadows, I've heard. So this is crazy. So how are you all doing? Thanks a million for watching. See you the next time. Bye.